Welcome to NY Cosmetic Surgery Podcast. We're here to dive into the latest innovations, industry insights, and inspiring stories. I'm Dr. D, NYC Cosmetic Surgeon, and thank you so much for connecting with us. Today, I'm so thrilled to welcome...
Hi, I'm Ailen from Lar Interiors, and Dr. Danovich and I have known each other for many years now when she first started building her home. But now we ventured into something else, which is decorating for the holidays. And it's something that we love doing with her every year. And here we are.
Thank you so much again to be here and actually give insights to our listeners. Today, we're going to talk about early Christmas decoration. And research shows that early decorations can make people happier.
I happen to agree with you. And not only in me being in the interior design business, a beautiful space makes people happy. And I think also for our life, right? We're always working, we're moving, we're going. It's not just a beautiful space, but it's also a reminder of the joy and the happiness of the holidays, family, and all these different things that bring people together. So it's beautiful to come into a space that brings that joy.
Yes, absolutely. We have worked together forever, and actually 4 years ago, I just sat down and texted you, hey, let's decorate our home for Christmas.
Right.
Can you do it for me?
Yeah.
And but I have never told you how I got to that point.
So tell me all about it.
Yes. So it was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, COVID time. Very, very difficult time. It was a difficult time for me, for my family, psychologically, and a lot of things were happening. A lot of people, unfortunately, dying.
Right.
And we went into lockdown. And for me, lockdown was very, very, very detrimental for my psychological well-being. Why? Because I have never had vacation for more than 10 days.
I can imagine that.
And I ended up like stuck in this house for 3 months. So many uncertainties, so stressful, a lot of emotions. We went through lockdown. We started working. I reopened my office on June 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was okay.
Right.
But still, I think those anxiety was lingering and building up.
Right.
Approximately November, it was November time, 2020, I would come home and I was not feeling myself. And we were going into holidays and I was not feeling holidays. And not only me, everyone in my family was feeling the same way.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was really a general consent. People were just not having that youthful happiness, not youthful, but just that happiness that the holidays bring.
Exactly.
It was a sad year for everybody.
And it was like some sort of damper on everybody. And all of a sudden, and I don't know why and how, I said to myself, you know what? I need to bring life to this house. And I knew for sure that I would not be able to do it by myself. Because I used to do like some Christmas little things. Mm-hmm. But I wanted something grand, majestic. I wanted to shift all these neurological disturbances in my brain into joyful mood.
That's
and I texted you. And in split seconds, I got a response from you. Yeah, let's do it. Oh my God, I was so happy.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear this story. This is really amazing.
Yes. And then you came in. And I thought I had enough decoration. I said, you know what, Dr. Galante, you don't have anything. I said, oh my God. Now I started being anxious. So, and then I remember that evening I came home. My house was beautiful, sparkly. And that joy, everything shifted.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear.
Absolutely. And I got back to my happy self.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing the story. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
And my holidays were amazing. And you remember, it was, again, we were kind of like getting out of COVID, and
Right.
you even decorate outside.
Yes,
and people
yes.
would stop by, and what did they say?
Well, they were just very happy. It was such a good moment again, right? Because we did the decorations on the outside. It was like, oh, like Christmas is back. This is the Christmas house. So your house for a long time was the Christmas house of Rosalind until people started picking that up. And now it's like you're spreading the joy. So yeah.
Exactly. So I think that was my breakthrough. So
That's so nice.
it made such a huge impact. And another interesting point, and my husband always, how much is gonna cost, how much is gonna cost.
Husband will be a husband.
Of course. So, but could you imagine this year? I said, oh, honey, maybe we're not gonna decorate outside. What do you think? He said, no, it's a good luck.
Aw.
We should decorate outside. No worries, I already paid for it.
I love it.
He initiated because we all feel happier. And this year, I decorate my house even earlier than I used
Yes,
to.
that is right. So it seems like every year we have been starting earlier, and I love that this year is, and now you have the leaves falling, and it's just beautiful. And again, I was here maybe about a month ago when we did the decorations, and when I walked in, I just was like, oh, taken back. It's a beautiful space to come into. It fills you of love and happiness. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
We have worked together
Right.
for a long time. You know me quite well. But when you work with clients, do you take into consideration their personality? Do you need to know their personality in order to fulfill their expectations?
Absolutely. That is actually, and I pride myself in that because I'm very good at listening and understanding and reading people and their needs. And I think that's a huge part in my business because we may be building a house together, right? But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be living there and enjoying the space. So it has to cater to your needs, your kids, your lifestyle. All of these things come into consideration when we're doing selections. You may like something on a picture, but it may not reflect what your life is like. So it's, as an interior designer, it's my job to guide the client to reach the best possible outcome for their life. So yeah, it's very catered, every one of my clients. It's a unique little star that, everybody gets taken care of as they need.
Exactly. So for example, you decorate my house specifically for Christmas. So it's a lot of different themes.
Right.
So, and one of my favorite themes is you just selected, it's a fashion show, right? A
Yes.
small table with a lot of different models.
So I'm going to tell you a backstory on that you may not know, but my partner and I, interior design associate and I, we were shopping for you because, as we said, it's not enough. We wanted it to be a Christmas wonderland, and I think it became. But when we were shopping, we saw this nutcrackers, and there were this bunch of different ones, and I'm like, oh my god, we can personalize them and make them into her, and this will be Dr. Danovich's world. So that's what we did, and then we painted the bags and we put the earrings and the different little touches that represented you, and I love that. And that's when you walk in, it's like that's the you, all your different ways, because you are Dr. Danovich, but you're also a mom, you're also a wife, you love your bobo, right? And
Yes.
you are an entrepreneur, you're all these different people in one person. So I wanted to capture that and represent you in that sense. So we loved doing that.
It was absolutely phenomenal when I saw that. It was absolutely me. It brings a lot. All this personal touch
Right.
in our profession is very important.
Well, absolutely. And not far from your job, right? You are catering to each patient as they need and giving them what they need and what they're looking for, even though obviously you're putting your professional input and putting a stop or a go when things go or not, but it's about the outcome and the happiness of the client in the end.
Exactly, absolutely. And tradition versus trends.
Yes, tradition to me is very important my beginning of my studies was very traditional in my work with the company I worked for. So I really gained all that history and tradition. I always was very in tune with all these things. Trends are trends. You know, we could follow them little by little, but it's also nice to, first of all, to me, it's very important to know who you are and not stay away from that too far, even when you're following a trend or doing different things. Like the person that you are, it's in essence your tradition, right? So that should be you. And it's, yeah, we can go here, we can go there, but always come back to your center, which is in every aspect of our life.
When it comes to Christmas or holiday decoration, I tend to be more traditional versus everything else. I love contemporary, modern. So I'll give you an example. It was a long time ago, not in this house, in different space. I decided to decorate using cold colors, like silver, blue,
Right.
platinum, something like cold colors. I just hated. I couldn't wait to actually disassemble everything and be done with that, because I feel like warm colors bring warmth.
Agreed, 100%. And it's funny that you say that. You know, you're very organized and very neat and straight lines. Maybe not so much here, but in general, you're a more contemporary person in your interiors, I would say. Yes, when we do decorate, we don't do it in a contemporary way. We bring all that tradition. And a funny story is actually one of these ones. This is more of a traditional item. And when you turn the light on, Pamela, who was, you know, we were shopping for you, she said, "Oh my God, that just brings me so much joy. Like, I wonder if she's going to like it." And it's funny because you actually do like traditional items as well as you like more modern.
Yes. I think nostalgia, right?
That is funny that you say that, because that's what Pamela said. This is a nostalgic item. Within your decorations of your holiday decorations, you have a few little pieces that it's almost like you brought them from your childhood.
Yes.
Even some of your ornaments.
Yes.
And every time we put them up, we're like, you know what? This must be from, you know, her life as a child. Because it's like, it has that old schoolness to it and it's beautiful.
Exactly. So those my few things I had before.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but it's so interesting when you put everything together. So many little things.
Oh my God, yes.
So I'm just wondering, when you go shopping, right? And I find myself I have pretty good taste.
Right. Of course.
But I would be lost.
Well, look, you know, it's a challenge. At the same time, we buy a lot of things and then we don't necessarily use everything. For example, in this room, we looked at the room. It was the composition of the room, right? We wanted to see, and we want to be a little bit different in each of your rooms. For example, here, like I was saying, we decided to put 2 trees in the back of this because we wanted it to become an indoor-outdoor room, which it is. But we wanted to keep that essence. So we wanted to have the background of the outside, yet having the trees close to the windows, which also reflect all the lights. So it's a bit of a process. And yes, we are purchasing lots of different things and picking as we go. But it's when we come together here that we're like, okay, well, let's do this here this year. Let's do that there, next year. I mean, one of our favorite things is your dining room table with all the globes. We love that. I think that especially as the night comes and the lights start shining, it's just amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And how everything, all colors, and how you put everything together, because my chairs in the dining room was purple.
Right.
The whole concept was tied together. Sometimes I come downstairs and I just look and stare for a good few minutes.
Oh, I love that.
And it has been 4 years.
Yeah,
and
it's true. It's true.
And it's never get old. I never get tired.
I love that.
So, and I always enjoy it so much. I have been wondering,
Right.
And then I'll tell you later my personal input on that. Using professional decorator versus decorating house by yourself.
Well, so I'll tell you, there's a client for everything, right? You have an incredibly busy life. Could you do it by yourself? You could, but sometimes it's almost like when you cook, right? Some people love to cook. Don't happen to be the one that loves to cook the most. But when you cook and then you went through all these different steps, you know how sometimes you're just not hungry when it's time to eat? Everybody is enjoying it and loving it. So it's a similar situation. Sometimes the impact of like, wow, this is walking in your home and just seeing it done by somebody else where you didn't have to spend the time, it almost brings you a little bit more of that wowness. And I think that's probably what what happens to you with that.
That's exactly me. I don't like cooking. And the reason why I don't like cooking is, to me, a lot of things matter when it comes to sit down and enjoy a meal. I have to sit down, I have to have ambient, I have to have nicely, freshly done meal. Like, it should be warm or hot. I have to have my wine. I have to.
It's a you take it more as a ritual. It's not just
exactly. So when I cook, right? I cook, I finish, then I have to clean because I cannot sit down. My kitchen is dirty, right?
You are a surgeon.
That's right. So when I finish cleaning, I sit down. My food is already not warm or not hot. Now I'm losing here. So at that point, I lost my appetite.
It feels altogether. The same way to me. So I think that it kind of relates to that, right? Walking into your space and being wowed is different than if you had to bring everything from storage and, go through the whole process.
Been tired.
Yeah,
exhausted.
Of course.
Yes. And that's exactly every time after your decoration, I walked in and that, wow, breathtaking effect.
You're right.
It takes me to completely different world and completely different state of mind. And it stays with me. It stays with me for almost whole year. Trust me.
I love that. I love that. That makes me so happy. It's also funny because here in New York, where we are, now when they start doing the time difference, you work incredibly long hours. You leave your house super early, you come home very late. So your time that you're spending in your home should be such an enjoyable time. And nowadays, 4 o'clock is nighttime. So when you're out there, it could be tiring and you lose that energy, right? Your body, as a doctor, your body doesn't behave the same when it's daytime till 9 o'clock than when it's 4 o'clock and it's night. You're just ready to go home. Like, I'm done for the day. So coming home to that extra boost of happiness, I think and it's going back to your comment on earlier decorations.
And
so
happiness.
That really boosts your life and energy and all of it, happiness in general.
Exactly. And what I noticed also, now when house is decorated, everything is beautiful, I want to come home. I want to sit down, and for last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I pour a glass of wine and I turn on Christmas movies, and I feel every day, I feel holidays, like
That's
every
beautiful.
single day. And also a few days ago, I was very tense at work. It was a lot of very borderline situations. So, and I was on the phone driving, very irritated. As soon as I opened the door, and I'm on the phone with my patient coordinator. As soon as I opened the door, all of a sudden my mood shifted, and I started talking to her in completely different tone. Everything was completely subdued. I was completely different person.
I love that.
And
That's
she picked it up. Yeah. And she picked it up. I said, oh my God.
You must be home.
Yes, exactly.
That is funny. That's really, it's similar to the feeling, regardless of religion. To me, I love to travel and we visit. We were in Italy this summer, we were in Greece. It doesn't matter where you go. Every time we get a chance to go into a church, it doesn't matter what kind of church, what kind of temple, but it gives you that almost like feeling inside. So I kind of can relate that to, coming home to a happy moment like that. Again, it's for everybody, that just when you walk into a monumental place, that just brings you back to you almost like, whoa, this is me and this is an incredible space. So yeah, so it's kind of a similar feeling.
And I tend to believe, honestly, just based on my 4 years of experience, that it should be done by professionals, because every day you discover something different. Every day I look at something, what you decorate. Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh my God, so interesting. If I did it, maybe
Right,
it
you would know everything that's there, but to you it's a little bit of a surprise, which is really nice.
and it's done the way how I would not even, as I said before,
Right.
I have pretty good taste,
Oh, of course.
but I cannot be great in everything.
Of course.
So
You are great in everything,
Right.
but sometimes you have to let go of the reins.
Ab-
And this is a nice moment to do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that I think makes me happy, and that should make a lot of people happy. Everybody should actually take a moment, maybe save money even,
Yeah.
because this experience is absolutely invaluable. What is going to give you that energy, inspiration for whole year, you cannot put price.
That's amazing. That really, honestly, one of the best things to me in my job is not just the everyday and the doing and achieving a project, but also how my clients feel in the space that I worked in. To me, that's everything.
And I would not even discuss that if it was not that impactful, not only for me. I truly believe that it completely shifted my perception after COVID into different reality, happier reality.
Right.
And now I see my husband, he's very excited, he's looking forward to.
Oh, I love that.
Life consists of small things.
It does, you're right.
And it just makes huge difference. And that's why we have to enhance our fluidity, right? Like a lot of positivity. Beauty creates positivity.
Oh, absolutely.
Beauty pushes you to, or beauty inspires you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's in everything that we see and do. We're always trying to, or we're always attracted to beautiful things, or again, like you said, yes, beauty is happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you know in your business.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. And also, what I have noticed in you, per se, I have never seen you coming into my house, or we have met somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You always look put together.
Well, thank you. So do you, as we know.
Thank you. That's how I can trust my house into persons and who knows how to actually appreciate neatness, beauty, and respect. It's a sign of
course.
It's a sign of respect.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story about that. A few years ago, I did one of my clients' homes, and she had met with several designers before meeting me. And then when we finally decided to work together, she said to me, "You know what? I liked another girl, but there was something about her. And one time I actually asked her to drive me somewhere." She said, "When I got in her car, everything was a mess. I just couldn't do it." That right then and there told me this is not the person for you. And it's funny because, again, in our businesses, presentation is everything, Like when people meet me, I want my appearance to represent my aesthetics or my professionalism and my way of working. And same with you.
Exactly. Because actually it's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
It's just roll out of bed and go to meet clients is much easier.
Absolutely.
And actually put yourself together.
Of course. I mean, look, you have to remember that every interaction is an experience for the person. If I'm coming to your clinic and I want something done and you're not put together like you are and you're just running around and it's unorganized, I'm not going to have the same experience that I would if I came and you were put together, your staff was in place and everybody was nice. It's not the same. So every little step, like you said, when you walk around and you see little things, new little things every day, every part of your business is also the people that you surround yourself with, your trades, my trades, how my people interact with my client as well. It's all of these things that really create a successful business.
Exactly. And also very interesting that every time you decorate my house, you clean everything after
Of
yourself.
course. Imagine if I left sparkles everywhere.
Exactly. No mess. It means you speak my language.
Look, You are extremely neat, extremely organized. Everything is impeccable always. If I came here and our decorations don't, it takes a couple days to do. So at the end of the day, we have to leave. I'm not leaving the house with bins all over, storage boxes. No, we put everything back in place and tomorrow we continue. We come in the morning, we take it out again. That's not the feeling that I want you to get even for one day. I don't want you to come home one night and this is a mess, because your house is never a mess ever.
Right.
So I don't want to be that person that's bringing that to you. To me, it's important that every step of the process satisfies you.
That's a professionalism.
Yeah, of course.
It emphasizes one more time how important to work with professionals.
Absolutely.
So
it really is.
It has been wonderful, wonderful 4 years of Christmas decoration.
Yes.
And 10 years working
My God,
together.
yes, it's been a long time.
Exactly. And I hope that you're going to continue delivering that amount of joy and happiness to many, 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 many families.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. And thank you for having me in your life and every year. And we love doing it. So Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Ailen, to share thoughts and expertise with our listeners. And special thank you for all our listeners today and always. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Remember, 5 stars is very important for us. Please consider giving us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and whatever platform you're listening to us. Also, don't forget to follow so you don't miss exciting episode in the future. Please don't hesitate to ask and give us your feedback, because your feedback is so valuable for us and important, and it could be our next topic for discussion. Always remember, we greatly appreciate your commitment. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep pushing forward.